Danny Gathone for Pro Boxing Fans. Delighted to be joined in Sheffield by Peter Fury. Peter, I wasn't expecting to see you here, but how are you?
I know, I'm all right. Yeah, thanks. It's another day, isn't it? Another. It's nice. It's been a nice event.
They always are, these GBM shows, I feel. As I say, I wasn't aware you were going to be here. You're involved with Ibrahim K. Where does your involvement with Ibrahim stem from? I've seen you were speaking with his manager there. You seem to have a good relationship with him. Just talk to me about how you got involved with Ibrahim K and what did you make of his performance tonight?
You know, I know Ibrahim K. He used to come to the gym years ago when he was an amateur, as a little young kid. So, yeah, so we know of him. I know his family, his dad, and they're very, very, very lovely people as well. And because I know them, I want to see help a young kid's dream come true. That's what I want. So, and since then, he's been with me. Really, he's come down to the gym even before he's a professional, and he had a lot of struggle getting a license because at one stage he was down. He said it's not going to happen. The board's not going to pass me. So he's had a hard journey even getting here, but. He's healthy, there's nothing wrong with him, don't get me wrong, it's just red tape and politics, so he's here, and yeah, so far so good.
You talked there about the struggles he's had getting his licence and maybe becoming a bit downbeat and disinterested. I know you would never say this about yourself, but you're one of the most revered trainers in the country. Has you getting involved maybe given him that new lease of life and confidence and fall in love with the sport again, would you say?
I would say definitely, yeah. Look, what doesn't happen tomorrow can happen next week. What doesn't happen next week can happen next month. I think when you've had bleak times yourself, you can speak from experience, and that's what we're here to do. Middle-aged men like me is here to share my experience and put it on to them and guide them to the best way I can, and that's what I'm doing.
Absolutely. I want to talk about some of the other fighters in your stable, Peter. Hughie got some much-needed activity towards the back end of last year and through the summer. I'm going to say, when's the date? When are we going to see him back out? And I know you've spoken in other interviews when I've done you the past. You think it's those cobweb dusting fights and then it's time to start upping the levels. Is that what we're going to see in the next fight, do you think? An increase in this level of opponent?
Yeah, definitely. We're looking at opponents now and seeing what fights can be made. At the moment, we've got nothing signed. So let's see, but we're on with it. Hopefully, we'll get him on in April.
Savannah Marshall. What's happened with this all-women's card? As soon as she put a statement out, she wasn't very pleased. I mean, she's one of the most decorated female fighters this country's produced, amateur and pro. What's going on? Why is she not on that?
It's a good question. I just think it is what it is. I'm not going to get involved in the politics of it, but she is. She's very. She feels. She don't feel in a good place with it. So, and for what's transpired, but look, it is what it is. We just got to move on. And the thing is. Fights happen, they don't happen. This is boxing, politics in boxing, whatever you want to call it. But she's a fabulous fighter, and let's not forget what she's done for women's boxing.
Absolutely. Peter,
she needs the height of respect as well.
Absolutely. Peter, while you've got to ask about your bread and butter, the heavyweights. I know name I want to mention to you is one that's starting to get traction over these last few months is Martin Bakole. He's become this sort of boogeyman. We're hearing all these sparring stories. He's been linked with a fight with Anthony Joshua. Have you been in the gym when Martin's been sparring? Is it a surprise to you that he's been linked with these big names?
Yeah, Martin Bakole's a friend of mine. I've known Martin Bakole from his first pro fights. So yeah, he's been in the gym. He sparred endless rounds with Hughie over the years. He was in Hughie's training camp for Parker. His trainer Billy is a good friend of mine. So as a matter of fact, before he fought the American guy, he was down with us having his last spar with Hughie before he went to America. So he's a fabulous fighter, Big Martin, and Big Martin is the real deal. He can fight that kid.
How do you think a fight between him and Anthony Joshua would play out if that was to be made?
I just think he's too tough. I just think he'll land. I don't think, and he can box a lot better than he thinks. He's a big unit. He's quick and he moves. He's agile and he's coming. So, if he doesn't get you one punch, he might get you with 99. But either way, he's catching up. He's one of them. He is a phenomenal fighter. If Bakole is in fantastic shape. I tip him for very big things. Can he be a world champion? Definitely. Well, that's why he's not getting the fights, because everybody can see what he is, and they just don't want it, do they?
You talk about the difficulty Martin's had getting the fights, and obviously you said there you're good friends with Billy. How frustrating a period was that for him? Because I think if it hadn't been for this influx from Turkey Al Sheikh and the Saudis, maybe we wouldn't see Martin in the position he's in. How frustrated were Billy and Martin around that? Are you aware of that?
I think it is, but look, Martin's getting the fights now. He's fighting, is it Jack Barr or something? So yeah, that's a good fight. So, although he's being made to go around the houses because he's being avoided, let's be honest, yeah, it's not doing him any disadvantages. But Martin, and I'm sure Billy will be telling him anyway, he's got to stay focused, stay on his job, because what they want him to do, they're sending him down the long route, hoping he trips up. That's what they're hoping for. Put him in with a jack bar, hopefully Big Martin gets beaten and we can get rid of him, he'll never get a fight. So, but providing they know that what goes on, there's a lot of politics in boxing, people try and keep you down, away from fights. But if they keep positive, train like his life depends on it, this kid will become a world champion because he can't avoid him for long.
Very last thing, Peter, because we are getting very late. A fight that the build-up has been so drawn out. I don't know if you're excited for it, but it's here. Chris Eubank Jr, Conor Benn. It's one that split opinions. I mean, there's the nostalgia aspect of their fathers. There's the scandal around Conor Benn's drug test failure. Are you up for this fight? Are you looking forward to it?
I certainly am. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it. It's I think it's with all of the dramas, with all of the stigma, with all of this shit what goes on, at the end of the day people want to see it. So I think it's massive because of the fathers as well. The rivalry between the two of them, I think it's going to be a great fight as well.
As we say here, 2 months out, 2.5 months out, what way are you leaning in that fight? Is the weight jump too much for Conor, or is he getting Chris at the right time?
No, I don't think it's a jump too much for him. I think Conor Benn's going to be super strong, powerful, aggressive. He's coming. Eubank, he's a good boxer, counter puncher. So we're going to see aggression against. You know, as far as I think Eubank will do, he'll try and walk him onto shots. Yeah. He'll move and pick him. You know, and see what happens in the later rounds. I think so. Probably that's what will happen.
Absolutely. Look forward to it. Look forward to the latest with Savannah. Hughie, always good speaking to you, Peter. Very late. I'll let you get on.
It was a pleasure.
Thanks very much, Peter. Appreciate that.
You too.